Hello and welcome to the daily English news program on Azərbaycan Television. This is your host, İlham, with most important events of the day. According to the information from Russian Daily Storm publication, the Armenians are setting on fire the houses and stores in Garagaya village situated along the Lachin corridor. Armenians are now taking their most valuable belongings. Some are even demounting flooring and pipes, states the publication. It is emphasized that only on November 26, 5 houses were set ablaze in the village. The resolution adopted by the French Senate, under the influence of the Armenian diaspora in the lobby, on the need to recognize the so-called Nagorno-Karabakh Republic, first of all, is not in the economic and fundamental principles of France itself. Executive Director of the Center for Analysis of Economic Reforms and Communications of Azerbaijan, Vusal Kasımlı, noted that if Paris does not want to completely lose its influence in the region, it must correctly regulate relations with a geostrategic player in the South Caucasus, which is Azerbaijan.
The creation of tension in the South Caucasus, in particular casting a shadow on relations with Azerbaijan, completely contradicts with the vital interests of France and Europe. Since Azerbaijan is France's largest trade partner in the South Caucasus, 2/3 of the total trade turnover in the region falls on the share of our country. According to the information for 2019, Azerbaijan's exports to France amounted to $537 million and the value of goods imported from France was $251 million. In terms of exports to France, Azerbaijan is 62 times ahead of Armenia. The resolution adopted by the French Senate under the influence of the Armenian lobby tends to weaken the activities of its companies in Azerbaijan. In 2019, exports from Azerbaijan to France increased by 21.5% compared to the previous year and imports by 37%. France, with a share of 4%, ranks 11th among the countries to which Azerbaijan exports. With a share of 1.83%, it also ranks 12th among the countries from which Azerbaijan carries out imports. Azerbaijan is also the country that attracts the most French investments in the South Caucasus. More than 50 French companies operate in Azerbaijan in various fields. Considering that Total has 5% of the share of the Baku-Tbilisi-Ceyhan project, this means that our country, in addition to its territorial integrity, protects from Armenian fascism the infrastructure that is important for the energy and transport security of Europe.
France 24 TV channel prepared to report on the Fizuli region of Azerbaijan, liberated from the Armenian occupation. In his video, the reporter paid attention to the settlements destroyed by Armenians, talk about Fizuli citizens' visit to their ancestral lands.
Nous sommes conduits à l'intérieur de Fizuli, l'une des 7 provinces qui entourent le Haut-Karabakh.
The correspondent dispatched to Fizuli showed idle, depressing sights of post-war destruction. He informed about presence of mines all around, abandoned barracks and Armenian tanks left across the road, traces of combat and military vehicles, some of which are new and others remaining from previous fights, can be seen everywhere. The reporter noted that prior to the occupation of Fizuli region by the Armenian armed forces, about 200,000 Azerbaijanis resided there. The report also highlights opinions of the city residents who visited their native lands after the liberation of Fizuli. Rəsmi Məmmədova, a Fizuli resident, said her father's house used to be here, but now there is nothing left. We will never forget savagery of Armenian vandals. There is no need to explain anything to the younger generation. They see everything themselves. All of this is unforgettable. The report emphasized that during the 1988-1994 war, the center Fizuli region turned into a ghost town, for the restoration of which a lot of time is needed. The video also stressed that due to Azerbaijan's victory, an opportunity arose for the liberation of the occupied territories. However, people coming back to their native homes are only left to witness ruins.
Turkey's Ombudsman Institution has prepared a report on the alleged war crimes committed by Armenia against Azerbaijan. Facts about Armenia's aggression against Azerbaijan's civilian population, residential settlements and civilian infrastructure, as well as casualties and destruction, emerged as a result of artillery shelling and rocket fire are reflected in the document. It stated that the Armenian government bears direct responsibility for the war that started on September 27th and the war crimes committed against Azerbaijani civilians during military operations. This recalls that as a result of deliberate attacks by Armenian armed forces against civilian population, 94 civilians were killed, more than 400 innocent people were wounded. It stressed that international organizations on protection of human rights should not remain silent about these crimes against humanity. This week the report will be sent to EU human rights commissions as well as to human rights bodies in Turkey and other countries. 3,712 infections with the novel coronavirus were registered in Azerbaijan. 1,359 people recovered after treatment and were released home. 35 people who had earlier tested positive for COVID-19 died. The overall confirmed cases in Azerbaijan have reached 109,813 with 69,331 recoveries and 1,291 deaths. The number of active infections is 38,591. To detect new infection cases over the past day, 16,402 tests and overall 1,682,234 tests were conducted in Azerbaijan. The task force under the Cabinet of Ministers reported. That was all for the day. Thank you for being with us and see you next time.